So Salvation's Edge is out, and with the new raid comes all the new raid loot. Now we already put out our initial review of Euphony, alongside some damage testing. But today, we're going to be doing an overview of all the weapons that are available, what perks they roll with, and a breakdown of what the new exclusive perks are too. So looking at all these weapons, there are 6 if we don't include the exotic. There's Critical Anomaly, which is a stasis aggressive sniper, Imminence, a strand lightweight SMG, and Summum Bonum, which, get this, is an arc wave frame sword? Yeah, I know. We're going to be reviewing that one very soon. Now, since all these drop from the raid, each of these are also going to be craftable, and of course, they're going to have enhanceable perks on top of having adept versions that will be dropping from the master raid when that releases. Now, if you're looking for how to complete the raid and get a guaranteed red border, we will have a raid guide out, and it will cover everything within the raid mechanically, but also how to do the red border puzzle. With that being said, though, there's a ton of other creators that have already put out guides on this kind of stuff, so feel free to check those out. Now, before we look at each weapon individually, let's take a look at the shared origin trait and the raid perk found on every weapon, Chaos Reshaped. And the origin trait is called Collective Purpose, and it reads, gain bonus range and handling when near allies. Bows receive faster draw time, and swords receive faster charge rate. And the effect scales with the number of nearby allies. We're going to be testing this origin trait more extensively as we do individual review videos, but from first impressions, the trait feels pretty nice. It's not that super game-changing, but these are passive effects that you will be able to feel. Now, as for Chaos Reshaped, these are perks exclusive to these weapons, but will likely roll out to others eventually, just as bait and switch and reconstruction have. Now, this perk reads, this weapon gains bonus damage while in combat for an extended time. Remaining in combat for even longer rewards a larger damage bonus and periodically heals the wielder. Now, this perk is essentially Frenzy, with a little bit more depth. Chaos Reshaped works off of stacks, the max of 2. To get +1 stack, you need to be in combat, which is taking or dealing damage for 12 seconds. So to get to ×2, you need to be in combat for 24 seconds total. And then the benefits for each stack are as follows. ×1 gives us a 20% increase in damage with nothing else. At ×2, this ups our damage by 35% and starts an internal looping 7-second timer that will heal you for about 30 HP. Then for the enhanced version, this takes 23 seconds instead of 24 to reach ×2. Now, I know some of you are probably going to say the healing is a little bit underwhelming. The damage is what's so desirable here. 35%. That's nice. So definitely keep a lookout for this perk on weapons that drop in the raid. Now then, let's begin the individual reviews. I'm going to start with Critical Anomaly. This is a stasis aggressive sniper rifle with some very interesting perks. In our third column, you can get things like Quick Draw, Opening Shot, Rampage, Keep Away, Rewind Rounds, Chill Clip, and Reconstruction. Then in the fourth column, it has Chaos Reshaped, Snapshot Sights, Firing Line, Triple Tap, Explosive Payload, Headstone, and Bait and Switch. Now, of these, there are a few things that are jumping out to me. That third column is the first ever sniper to get Chill Clip, which is perfect for this season's artifact mods. You can then pair it with things like Triple Tap for higher uptime of Chill Clip, or even double up on the extra damage by rolling Chaos Reshaped. Now, Firing Line or Bait and Switch are also good choices there. And even excluding the unique Chill Clip roll, the third column has Rewind Rounds and Reconstruction. In terms of DPS, aggressive frame snipers are definitely not the best, but you can't deny the great perk combinations. And then for my PvP players, you've got Opening Shot or Quick Draw with Snapshot Sights. Next up, we have Imminence. This is a strand 900 round per minute lightweight SMG, and this puts it in contention with weapons like Recluse and Multimach. For its perks, we've got Fragile Focus, Perpetual Motion, Dynamic Sway Reduction, Enlightened Action, Slice, and Demolitionist, all within that third column. Then in the fourth column, we have Chaos Reshaped, Strategist, Firefly, Desperate Measures, Target Lock, Kill Clip, and Hatchling. Now, Imminence is a good feeling SMG, and it seems to be cooking in both PvE and for PvP. For PvE, I would like to try out Slice and Strategist, just to have maximum uptime of that Severed debuff. Or you can just go for that classic demo Hatchling roll that a lot of Strand Warlocks use on Rufus Fury. Then in PvP, you've got Perpetual Motion, Dynamic Sway, that you can pair with the likes of Target Lock or Kill Clip. Then of course the perk Chaos Reshaped is a solid one on this one as well. We'll be playing around more with this SMG, guys, so be looking out for a single review on that one. Next we have Non-Denouement. This is something that so many people have been waiting for. This is an arc precision mode, which puts it at the base 684 draw time. But what we're salivating over comes from its perks. In column 3, it rows Strategist, Shoot to Loot, Hip Fire Grip, Opening Shot, Impulse Amplifier, Dragonfly, and Archer's Tempo. Then in column 4, it has Chaos Reshaped, Moving Target, Archer's Gambit, Desperate Measures, One for All, Explosive Head, and get this, Bolt Shot. Fellas, it finally happened. Bungie has given us a bow with Bolt Shot. This pretty much means that this is a a legendary Trinity goal. One arrow usually means one kill, and thus you will be able to spread jolt with every single shot afterwards. Volt shot is seriously all you need. Now in that third column, you can pair it with things like Archer's Tempo, Strategist, or even go further and pair it with Dragonfly. I'm a big lover of bows like pre-Aztecross, just for that incandescent roll. But Non-Denouement here is about to become the #1 bow with that Volt shot roll. Now our next weapon is Forthcoming Deviance. This is a void rapid fire glaive, just like Greasy Luck. Its third column perks are Disruption Break, Grave Robber, Immovable Object, Impulse Amplifier, Demolitionist, Replenishing Aegis, and Reconstruction. Now over in our fourth column, we have Chaos Reshaped, Unstoppable Force, Vorpal Weapon, Desperate Measures, Close to Melee, Destabilizing Rounds, and get this, Chain Reaction. Now I definitely want to try Chain Reaction on this weapon. Chris Proctor mentioned that Chain Reaction was nerfed so that they can move it to other weapons, and you've probably already seen this. Now I know the point of using a glaive is really just a run around and poke people with it, and by all means, you could still do that. Demolitionist and Grave Robber are pretty good combinations to run on it. The Chain Reaction roll does interest me, and I do want to see what that roll is like. But hell guys, when it comes to a glaive that puts out the most AoE damage in its projectile, look no further than Edge of Concurrence, which is the Hunter Exotic Glaive. That one has always been the best, but we'll see if Forthcoming Deviance gets close to that. Now our last primary weapon is Nullify. This is a solar heavy burst pulse rifle and one of 3 that exists. Now if you haven't tried out this frame yet, it's exactly like Revision Zero's heavy burst mode. Now the frame alone here makes this weapon desirable, at least to me, but its perks also seem great too. It's got Firefly, Under Over, Demolitionist, Subsistence, 4 times the Charm, Hill Clip, and Rapid Hits. Then in its fourth column, it has Chaos Reshaped, Desperate Measures, Vorpal Weapon, Adrenaline Junkie, Multi-Kill Clip, Attrition Orbs, and Incandescent. Now there's a few rolls that are perfect here. Hill Clip Incandescent has always been such a good combination, especially for my solo users. But we also have Incandescent and Firefly. Now not Dragonfly, this is a solar weapon, yet it has Firefly, which makes it pretty unique. This is one of those weapons we are going to be singling out very, very soon, especially once we get the craftable roll. Now on to our final weapon. This one is our only heavy, Summum Bonum. Now before you laugh, this is Latin and it translates to the greatest of all goods. And I'm probably killing the pronunciation. But Bonum here is an arc wave frame sword, which is the only heavy of this frame. Now we actually have another exotic sword called Ergo Sum, which is the other wave frame sword. But that is a special sword, as in it takes special ammo. And if you're interested in getting that exotic and also our review for it, you can check out our guide down below. And back to this sword. Bottom here has some pretty interesting rolls. In column 3, we have Strategist, Deconstruct, Unrelenting, Attrition Orbs, Duelist Trance, Relentless Strikes, and Tireless Blade. In our fourth column, we have Chaos Reshaped, Vorpal Weapon, One for All, Surrounded, Whirlwind Blade, Bait and Switch, and Chain Reaction. Now this is a wave frame sword, so there are a ton of unknowns about this weapon, which is why it's going to be the first weapon we review in the process of testing everything out extensively. But from my time playing with it already, let me just say it's pretty cool. I don't believe it's going to be out DPSing things like Falling Guillotine or even Bequest, but it's definitely an ad clear and major killer sword. Now making use of that wave actually brought me the perks like Tireless Blade or even Unrelenting, just to top off my health. And the perks that I really like to pair here include Chaos Reshaped, One for All, or even Chain Reaction. The Chain Reaction is kind of a different one here on heavy weapons, and that's something we're gonna have to test side by side in comparison to its special counterparts. I know swords can be difficult to use properly, as you often put yourself in dangerous situations without getting much value, but I actually do believe with this sword there is a play here. But we'll have a review extensively going over every aspect of the sword very, very soon. So guys, that's it. That is our overview for the 6 weapons from Salvation's Edge. Remember that each of these are craftable and thus enhanceable, so you definitely want to go after those red borders. And that's going to become even more important if you're trying to lock down Euphony with extra traits. As we've come to find out, there's a triumph that will unlock the ability for traits to drop in these raid exotics when unlocking those craftable rolls. Raid guide on this will be up soon, guys, so I'll see you then. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.